Girl tore off her underwear, stuffed it into her shoes, and then threw them off the tower. This was the only way they could signal for help. The two were trapped on a 600-meter high tower. Nia stared intently through her binoculars as the shoes fell to the ground, not knowing if the cell phone inside would be able to send a distress signal. Just as the two were about to give up hope, the woman suddenly noticed a person below the tower. The two immediately began shouting as loudly as they could. However, due to their extremely high position, the men below the tower did not hear their distress signals. Fortunately, a dog nearby noticed the sounds from the top of the tower, but when the dog's owner turned around, he told the dog to go home quickly. As the man was about to leave, the girl frantically took off her shoe and threw it down. However, the falling shoe did not catch the man's attention. With no other option, the girl threw her last pair of shoes. This time, luckily, it hit an iron frame nearby. The dog, hearing the sound, rushed over. The man nearby seemed to have noticed something as well. He walked over and picked up the shoe from the ground. He did not understand why the shoe was there. Seeing hope, the two desperately tried to get the man's attention from the top of the tower, but the men did not hear their voices. He simply looked around and then turned and left. In order to seize this opportunity to call for help, the girl hurriedly took out the signal gun. Just as she was about to fire, she was stopped by Nia. Nia realized that the man was not looking in their direction. Firing now would only waste an opportunity to call for help. Nia was delighted to discover that the RV nearby seemed to be preparing for a barbecue. She decided to wait until it got dark before firing the signal flare. That way, the chances of being seen would be greater. So the two waited on the tower top until it got dark. The girl quickly took out the signal gun and prepared to fire. However, an accident occurred when she pulled the trigger. The signal gun misfired and did not go off. As the man was about to enter the RV, if they didn't fire the signal flare, they would miss this chance to send a distress signal. The girl had no choice but to try again. The bright flare instantly caught the man's attention. Nia waved her phone on the tower top. The two people on the ground indeed noticed the distress signal being released from the tower top. Upon realizing the other party had noticed them, the two were overjoyed, thinking they were finally saved. But the reality was not as they imagined. The men used a crowbar to pry open the car window.